The good day for this recording, we will discuss Newborn Screening Act of 2004. Now, so first and foremost, ano ba ang newborn screening? Okay, so this is a public health strategy. Now, wherein we are detecting, okay, disorders na considered to be congenital, and yun nga po kapag if it's left untreated, it can lead to mental retardation and death of the baby. So syempre one of the things 'di ba na kailangan natin i-prevent or kailangan natin alagaan 'no when it comes to public health and is the maternal and child health. No? So this newborn screening program will be under the child health to be particular. No? So this would include the diagnosis and of course management and continuous care no, of diseases na uh, present no, doon sa baby. Okay, and one of or this is one of the law no na very important in the public health system no because again we will be able to somehow control and manage individuals or newborns no, that have been detected to have these congenital disorders. Now, so the Newborn Screening Act or the Newborn Screening Law was signed April 7, 2004 by the former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. No, in this original law, which is the RA 9288, no, has 18 sections. No, so every first week of October, okay, we celebrate the National Newborn Screening Awareness of the Week. No, and here in the Philippines, we do have a Newborn Screening Reference Center or the National Reference Laboratory, which is the University of the Philippines National Institute of Health. No? Pero later on, no, syempre, dahil nga considering dumadami na yung number of newborns or yung live birth no na meron tayo here in the Philippines, nagkaroon po ng changes no when it comes to the performance of confirmatory testing no hindi lang solely pina-perform 'yun sa UPNH no kasi syempre dahil sa napakaraming live births everyday na na-encounter natin hindi kayang i-perform ng NIH yung confirmatory testing and all, of course other of its functions ah, ng buong Pilipinas, 'no. So, again, newborn screening class, 'no, is, a simple procedure wherein blood sample is collected from the heel of the baby and then nakikita po natin dito, 'no, merong parang, paper kung saan iba-blot po yung, dugo ng bata dito. So, this is where we obtain the sample, 'no, of the baby, 'no. Hindi siya kagaya ng mga usual um, lab tests natin wherein we place it in an evacuated tube or in a microtainer. Pero dito, no, we blot it in a paper. Okay, so formerly, no, according from the RA 9288 hanggang sa nagkaroon tayo ng different administrative orders, uh, from six disorders or six tests na siniscreen natin sa bata. No, now we are screening 28 tests. Okay, so naging the newborn screening kasi class, syempre, 'pag ipinanganak po ang bata, no, they may look normal at birth, no. So by doing the expanded newborn screening, we can be able to detect metabolic disorders na pwede natin ah, i-inform yung magulang on how they can be able to manage it. Kasi nga po, again, these can lead to life-threatening disease or these are life-threatening diseases, no? Pwedeng ikamatay ng bata. Okay, so the newborn screening should be done immediately after 24 hours from birth, no? So again, after 24 hours from birth, no? So again, you take a capillary blood from the heel of the baby and it is blotted, no, in an absorbent paper and that is sent to the newborn screening center. Now, so who can collect or who can perform the collection of the blood? Okay, so it could be the physician, it could be the nurse, the medtech, or trained midwife. Ako, to be honest, class, even though meron kaming delivery room, newborn intensive care unit, no, doon po sa pinag-workan ni ma'am before, I have never experienced um, collecting blood sample for the newborn screening. No? So, yan. Kaya, please do take note na yes, hindi man natin siya masyadong na-encounter. Again, depende kasi no, sa facility kung paano yung policy nila, who will be collecting, and so on. So, even though we do not usually encounter this no, as medical technologists, no, this is actually available in rural health units, in hospitals, lying-ins, and syempre health centers and some private clinics. So, 'pag nagpo-positive ang bata sa newborn screening, siyempre it should be informed or their parents should be informed immediately by the health facility. So, the details is being, uh stored no in the database no or in the registry para kahit papaano nako-contact pa rin yung parents and syempre yung information nung individual mismo na nag-positive. So the normal ENBS should be available 7 to 14 working days no from the time na nakuha yung samples at na-receive na ang newborn screening test. So what are the usual disorders no? We will just name some pero later on na mention ko din naman ano ba yung classification ng disorders no na napasama no with the expanded newborn screening. So first no we do have what we call congenital hypothyroidism, congenital adrenal hyperplasia, galactosemia. We also have phenylketonuria and the G6PD no which is very common. No? So check ka lang yung audio ko. Okay. So yeah, let's start first with the congenital hypothyroidism, no? Congenital hypothyroidism is of course, no, a deficiency in the production of a thyroid hormone, no? So this is also a very actually, no, ang mga diseases naman na dinedetect natin sa ENBS is not very common, not common, no? So pero it is important kasi siyempre ayaw natin na mamatay yung bata because of the lack of this health service. No, so ang bata na may congenital hypothyroidism ay pwedeng magkaroon ng mental retardation, deafness, and neurological abnormality. Again, we don't want the child or that baby to grow up no with that kind of disorder. So syempre, it is very important na malaman agad natin kung meron siyang ganong klase ng sakit. Okay? Common signs and symptoms, the child will have or the baby will have a protruding tongue, growth retardation, jaundice, dry skin, slow reflexes, and hoarse voice. Okay? So, if we can be able to perform early diagnosis and syempre we can be able to manage it as early as possible, okay, normal growth and intelligence will be expected no doon sa bata. Another one we have the congenital adrenal hyperplasia. So congenital adrenal hyperplasia no, is a group of inherited disorders wherein nagkakaroon po ng abnormalities sa mga enzymes that is secreted by the adrenal gland. No, so um, common na enzyme na nawawala is the steroid hormone 21 steroid 21 hydroxylase. No? So babies with untreated congenital adrenal hyperplasia can develop vomiting, severe dehydration, and can be life-threatening. Okay, so ayan, for female babies na may congenital adrenal hyperplasia, okay, they may look and have a male-like genitalia because of the increased production of the androgens, no? So nagkakaroon pa ng ambiguous genitalia in infants. So as you can see here, no, in this picture, no, so this is a female patient who are born, no, with a masculine or like a penis, no? So we call them pseudohermaphrodites, no? Or again, this is caused by your congenital adrenal hyperplasia. So usually, babies who are born na may hermaphrodites, they are surgically feminized at birth. So this is being removed, no, at birth. Although, no, one of the problem is still again the continuous increased production, no, of the androgens, no, androgen hormone. Yeah. Another one, we have the phenylketonuria. Oh, class, no, these diseases pala were mentioned na to you during your cytogenetics, di ba? So, sa kahit paano familiar na kayo dito sa mga sakit na 'to or narinig niyo na kahit papaano. Now first, at third, we have the phenylketonuria. So this is an autosomal recessive disorder still inherited, 'no? Kaya sa NIH, 'no, sa National Institute of Health, they also perform genetic, study, 'no, kasi ito po ay mga genetically inherited disorders, 'no. So, this one is produced because of the lack of the enzyme phenylhydroxylase, no, which is the enzyme important to convert phenylalanine to tyrosine. So, yan, patients with phenylketonuria should have a strict diet because it can lead to brain damage and mental retardation. So, ang bata, ano nangyayari, nakikita po natin, may albinism, may seizures, and yung musty odor na urine. No? So, tatandaan niyan, no? Yung musty odor urine kasi lalabas ulit yan sa inyong AUBF. No? So, yan. Phenylalanine is present in all foods. So, strict diet, no, is observed kasi nga po walang enzyme na pwede mag-convert ng phenylalanine to tyrosine. Another one, we have the galactosemia, which is also an autosomal recessive disorder. So ito, deficiency pa rin ng enzyme na galactose-1 phosphate uridyl transferase or the GALT enzyme, no, which helps to break down the galactose, no, the galactose, no, which is of course, no, a type of sugar, di ba, na discuss natin, no, nung tayo ay nag-aral ng carbohydrates. Now, so galactosemia is life-threatening class. Okay, it can lead to mental retardation, blindness may occur. Okay, dito sa picture natin, no, brain damage, cataracts, jaundice, enlarged liver and kidney damage. No, so ito yung mga usual na yung mga naririnig dating mga galactose free, no, uh, na mga milk products, no. So, yeah. Next, and lastly, no, again, we'll just name some. We have the G6PD or the glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, no. Glucose 6-phosphate deficiency, no. So this is also a genetic disorder na commonly affected ang mga males, no. So the enzyme glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase is deficient, no. So the G6PD help red blood cells, no, to work and this enzyme also protect the red blood cells from substances that could harm the blood. No, so in children with G6PD deficiency, no, their red blood cells do not make enough G6PD, so easily hemolyzed yung mga blood cells, no, which can develop to hemolytic anemia. No, ito ay common, no, ito yung siguro sa mga na-encounter ko ng mga tao or mga students, no, mostly medyo marami ako na-encounter na may G6PD. No? So, kaya very, very careful din sa kanilang diet, no, so that it will not lead to the hemolytic anemia. Yeah. So, aside from those, no, these are the other disorders na pwede pong i-detect, no, sa expanded newborn screening. Again, from 6 naging 28 diseases, no. So we have endocrine disorders. So we have mentioned the two already. We also have amino acid disorders, the fatty acid disorders, organic acid disorders, urea cycle defect, hemoglobinopathies, no, which we will discuss during our hematology one. And of course, no, yung mga others such as your galactosemia, the G6PD deficiency, cystic fibrosis, and also the biotinase deficiency. So now let's go to the law, no, yung batas na mismo. Excuse me. No, so the RA 9288 class, no, is or is known as the Newborn Screening Act of 2004 or the Newborn Screening Law of 2004. No, so this law, no, is enacted to protect, no, children, no. This include the rights of the children to survive and full and healthy development as normal individuals, no. Kaya nga minention natin, 'di ba, yung purpose nitong newborn screening law. So there will be a national newborn screening system, no. And this law will ensure that every baby in the Philippines, no, is given that service, no, to be able to be detected from those disorders and to be spared from conditions na pwedeng makalead to mental retardation and death, no, if left undiagnosed and untreated. So the objectives now of this law is to ensure that every newborn has access to newborn screening. Again, all. Okay. There will be a newborn screening system in the public health delivery system, and there will be health practitioners who or health practitioners will be aware of the importance of this newborn screening. And syempre, parents to be able to recognize their responsibility in promoting their child's right to health and full development. As for the definitions for Section 4, so first term, we have the comprehensive newborn screening system. So, of course, this is the system which includes, of course, the detection of the disease, but of course, hindi lang detection of the disease, pero syempre education of the stakeholders, no? The screening, the tracking, and syempre performing of the confirmatory testing. And also, syempre, giving management, no, ways, medical management to be able to address the condition, no, and to evaluate all the activities in this system, no, to make sure na, syempre, at the long-term run, no, we will be able to see a positive outcome of this law. Okay, second definition, we have the follow-up. Syempre, follow-up means the monitoring of the newborn na may positive condition, no, so the positive or the newborn who is positive should comply fully, no, with the medicine and dietary prescriptions, still with the help of the government. Excuse me. Of course, we do have health institutions, given na yan, and also the healthcare practitioner. Okay, you have the physicians, nurses, midwives, nursing aides, and of course, the traditional birth attendants natin. Okay, of course, we have the heritable conditions. So, syempre, these are conditions that are inherited based from the genes na of either or both the biological parents of the newborn. Diba? Kaya nga po, di ba sa cytogenetics, inaaral natin yung inaaral po natin, no, yung or important yung paggawa ng, di ba yung parang family tree, no, wherein we can be able to know if carrier ba or carrier or not, no, yung individual, no, doon sa family, so that we can be able to study also the disease, no, sa kanilang family. NIH means the National Institute of Health. Wait lang po Excuse me. Okay, we have the newborn, of course, and the newborn screening. So newborn screening is the process of collecting a few drops, no, of the blood from the newborn. The newborn means child from the delivery up to the 30 days old. No, we call that a newborn. Okay, newborn screening center. So syempre that will be performing the screening. okay, and also the recall and follow-up programs. The reference center would be the NIH, so they will perform confirmatory testing, ECWAP, mga national database and case registries, and also training activities, no, na related sa newborn screening. We have parent education, so syempre it would mean the provision of information to the parents or the legal guardian. Also the recall, no, recall class, no, is a procedure wherein uh we locate a newborn na may possible heritable condition, no, so that we can be able to confirm the diagnosis, no, and provide the treatment. Usually, class, kasi as far as I know, sa newborn screening, the screening is performed by the newborn screening center. Pero pag nag-positive siya doon, kailangan bumalik yung bata or kailangan ipatawag ulit yung parents, dala-dala nila yung bata so that they can collect a new sample for the confirmatory testing. Parang ganun siya. Okay? And then we have the treatment. So treatment means the provision of a prompt, appropriate, and adequate medicine, medical and surgical management, no, just to mitigate or prevent, no, the consequences na attributed, no, with that kind of condition na present dun sa baby. Okay, so Section 5 is the obligation to inform, no. Any health practitioner who will deliver or assist in the delivery should inform the parents about the newborn screening, no. Ano ba yung para saan ba ito? Ano bang benefits nito? No, at ano ba yung mangyayari, no, sa newborn screening, no? This is the obligation and the responsibility of the health practitioner. Okay? And then for section 6 is the performance of the newborn screening. Kailan ba dapat ginagawa ang newborn screening? Class, ang newborn screening ay ginagawa after the first 24 hours, no? So papalipasan muna natin ng 24 hours until 3 days, no? Hindi pa nila mag-pass ng 3 days. Okay? So a newborn must be placed in an intensive care, but must be tested, no? So a newborn must be placed in the intensive care in order to ensure survival may be exempted from the 3-day requirement and must be tested by 7 days of age. Okay, so again, shall be performed kapag ipinanganak, it should be performed after the first 24 hours until 3 days. Now, those who have been those who have survived and hindi na-test during the 3-day requirement should be tested by 7 days of age or until 7 days of age. So it shall be the joint responsibility of the parents and the practitioner to perform the newborn screening. So again, informational brochure will be given to the parents just to make sure that they know their responsibility, no, in this newborn screen. Now, in section 7, now we have the refusal to be tested. Syempre, the parent or the legal guardian has or can, no, has the right or can refuse, no, the testing, no. So the grounds could be religious beliefs, no, pero they have to acknowledge it in writing. They have to write down, no, may documentation tayo, refusal documentation, and the refusal or the reason for the refusal should be indicated, no, in that form, and that is again submitted to the database. No, kasi baka mamaya after some time, no, sisihin nila like for example, yung medical facility or yung practitioner. So at least, no, putting that into a written record or written documentation will allow a proper documentation, no, kung bakit nag-refuse, no, yung magulang. So that is placed and that is recorded into the database. Okay, section 8 is the continuing education, re-education, and training of the health person. So syempre, it is the responsibility of the NIH to provide the training, no, to the health practitioners. Aside from that, they should conduct IEC, no, information, education, communication programs, no, so to be able to provide, no, education about newborn screening, no. So yan, mga information materials, no. Sila po ang nagbibigay niyan sa mga health facilities so that the health personnel is involved no in the information dissemination program. For Section 9, licensing and accreditation, so the DOH and the PhilHealth no, shall require newborn screening services as a condition or as part of the accreditation or licensing no of mga health facility. And then again, of course, Section 10, we have the lead agency. So the lead agency will be the DOH. Okay, so the DOH responsibility is to establish no, the advisory committee on newborn screening. Of course, develop mga IRR for the implementation, coordinate with the DILG for the implementation of the newborn screening program, and also coordinate with the reference centers, which is the NIH, and for the accreditation ng mga newborn screening centers, no? And syempre to assist no the NIH in the provision of ECWAP. Okay. Section 11 is the Advisory Committee on Newborn Screening. So, syempre, to ensure that there is an intercollaboration of different departments or different organizations for this program. So, i-create po nila yung Advisory Committee. Again, the Advisory Committee no, is established no, by the DOH. Okay? So, i-establish nila yun. They will review annually and recommend the conditions to be included in the newborn screening panel. Now, they will also be reviewing and recommending the screening fee and syempre review the report no, of the NIH no, with regards to the quality assurance ng mga national screening centers na, and perform or recommend corrective measures if kailangan. Now, the advisory committee is composed of 8 members. Syempre kasama yung Secretary of Health or yung Secretary ng DOH as the chairman. Okay, so sino-sino po ang other members? We have the Executive Director of the NIH who will act as a Vice Chairperson. We have the Undersecretary of the DILG. We have the Executive Director of the Council for the Welfare of Children. We have the Director of the Newborn Screening Reference Center and 3 representatives from the DOH. So it could be a health practitioner na pedia, OB-GYN or OB, endocrinologist, family physician, nurse, or midwife. Pwedeng galing sa gobyerno or pwedeng sa private sector. Okay? So, yung 3 representatives shall be appointed for a term ng 3 years. No? So, they can be reappointed for additional 3 years. No? Kung kailangan man pong i-extend. So the committee shall meet at least twice a year, no? The NIH will serve as the secretariat no, of the committee. No, when we say secretariat, yun yung kumbaga office no, kung saan po sila mag-meet. For the Section 12 is the establishment and accreditation of newborn screening centers. No? So, no newborn screening center shall be allowed to operate unless it has been duly accredited by the DOH. And of course, they follow the standards set forth by the committee. Again, class, newborn screening centers is, kumbaga, it should be a compliance no, for the licensing and accreditation of health facilities. And again, ang mga newborn screening center ay strategically located para ma-make sure na lahat ng facilities, either lying in man yan, birthing center, ay accessible no, sa public. And they can provide services to the public. So the newborn screening center shall have a certified laboratory that performs the screening test. They should have a regular follow-up programs ng mga nag-positive. Again, lahat ng magka-positive, i-recall, i-follow up. Tapos, sila po yung magkapadala ng confirmatory test or confirmatory sample sa ating mga reference center. It is supervised and staffed by a trained personnel, no? Qualified by the NIH. And they will submit a periodic announced or unannounced inspections or submit to periodic announced or announced inspection. So parang sa clinical laboratory din, clinical laboratory law wherein surprise inspections is of course performed, no, to make sure na quality, no, yung service na binibigay ng newborn screening center dito. As for the Section 13 is the establishment of a newborn screening reference center. So the NIH shall establish a newborn screening reference center, and that will be responsible for the testing database, case registries, training, technical assistance, and continuing education. Section 14 is the quality assurance. So the newborn screening reference center is responsible in drafting, no, the GLP, no, mga good laboratory practices for the newborn screening centers, and this will include also the EQUAP, no, and the certification program to make sure that the newborn screening centers are providing accurate, no, and precise results, no, when it comes to the testing, no, or screening, no, of the newborns, no. For the database, now, so all newborn screening centers shall coordinate, no, with the NIH Newborn Screening Reference Center for the patient database, no. So they have or the reference center, the NIH, will be the one to maintain the national database, no, of patients tested and the registry of each condition. So yeah. And then now for the fees, no? So, syempre for the fees, nagbabago-bago naman yan. But please do know, class, na ang PhilHealth po ay meron silang program, no? Meron silang package na included yung newborn screening sa package ng mga members nila, no? So, yung mga members nila, meron parang portion of the fee na ang magbabayad ay ang PhilHealth. Yan. So, this is to ensure na may enough funding tayo or financing, no, when it comes to the newborn screening fees, no. So hindi na natin i-mention yung mga fee kung magkano, class, kasi syempre nagbabago-bago naman yan, no, dahil syempre may inflation. Okay, so the Section 17 is the repealing clause, Section 18 is the separability clause, and then 19 is the effectivity. So again, it was effective April 7, 2004. Now, again, please do take note that the original RA 9288 has 19 sections, no, to be specific. Now, of course, syempre, yun po ay na-sign 2004 pa. Wait lang po ah. So, yun po ay na-sign 2004 pa. Syempre, nagkaroon na ng changes, no, with the implementing guidelines. No? So, let us study, no, the history of the implementing or the AOs, no, na sinign as a change, no, dun sa mga implementation ng newborn screening program. So, first, no, we have the AO 2014-0045. No? So, this expanded, or in the original kasi 6 lang, no? Pero yun nga po, na-expand siya. So, this expanded the screening to 6 from 6 to 28 disorders, no? So, the 28 disorders would include, yun nga po, mga hemoglobinopathies, amino acid disorders, mga organic acidurias, fatty acid disorders, carbohydrate metabolism disorders, disorders of the biotin metabolism, cystic fibrosis, and endocrine disorders. So, dumami na. Now, nung time po na to, 2014-0045, no, yung testing is optional. No, yung mga facilities, optional kung ibibigay po nila ay 6 panel or 28 panel. No, and then meron tayong tinatawag na, this also led to the establishment of the newborn screening continuity clinics. No? So we're in continuous care of confirmed positive patients is their main responsibility, and they are performing follow-up, no, activities for those who are positive, no. And with this administrative order, nagkaroon din tayo ng law with regards to the overpricing, no, of the newborn screening fee. no? Kapag meron po mga facilities na overpriced, okay, first offense is warning, and then second offense ay magbabayad sila ng 50,000, and third offense ay 100,000. So, still, no, hanggang ngayon, ito pa rin yung price or yung amount or yung offense na ibinibigay kapag may mga facilities na overpriced po ang kanilang newborn screening fees. Another administrative order, we have the AO 2018-0025. This is entitled the National Policy and Strategic Framework on Expanded Newborn Screening for 2017 to 2030. Now, kung sa AO 2014 natin kanina, optional, ito po, no, full shift na. So, required na po lahat ng facilities, lahat ng screening centers to provide the expanded newborn screening or the 28 panel screening. And nagkaroon tayo ng mga strategies wherein, ayan po, ito po yung mga strategies na nakalatag, no, doon sa Policy and Strategic Framework for the Expanded Newborn Screening. So we have ensuring efficient operation systems and network management. So we're in lahat ng areas should make sure na merong access to newborn care. No? So this would include construction or renovation, no, of mga facilities to make sure na, again, lahat ng health facilities can access the newborn screening services. No? Next, we have the expanding package of services and delivery network. No? So, ang program po, or itong National Policy and Strategic Framework program na ito, aims to fully shift, no, to expanded newborn screening. So, nagkakaroon po tayo ng mga new facilities, mga new strategic actions to make sure that there is a nationwide implementation of the ENBS. Okay. Next, we have the enhancing health promotion and advocacy. So, syempre, there would be a developed and well-coordinated comprehensive health promotion and communication plan. Yan. Optimizing health information management systems for expanded newborn screening. So nagkaroon tayo ng HMIS, no, for or HIMS, no, sorry, HIMS for the newborn screening. So meron tayong record system, electronic health record system that will help us check, no, the number, the census, the determinants when it comes to the newborn screening. We also have the strengthening of monitoring and evaluation. Syempre, given na yan, dapat yung program should be monitored and evaluated. Kailangan, syempre, they have to make sure that there is a smooth implementation of the program, and lastly, establishing sustainable financing scheme. Again, with the help of the PhilHealth. So it has to make sure na full coverage, no, ang ENBS sa mga newborn care package. So yeah. So now the recent and the most updated na meron po tayo about the newborn screening is the AO number 0052 series of 2020. So this is the revised guidelines on the implementation of the expanded newborn screening program. Okay, so again, this was signed October 27, 2020. Ang objectives po nito is to implement still the ENBS program and to expand the National Comprehensive Newborn Screening System or the NCN-BSS with the help of the establishment ng Centers for Human Genetic Services. Mamaya pag-uusapan natin para saan ba ang Centers for Human Genetic Services natin. Okay, this will also update guidelines on the allocation and utilization of a portion of the funds to the CHGS and for the management of patients. Now, so let us discuss, no, ano ba ang mga bago dito sa ating AO 0052 series of 2020. So, sige, let's run through the definition of terms. So, meron na tayong, syempre, advisory committee na pag-usapan na natin para saan ang advisory committee. We have acute crises. No? So, this term refers to the acute episode of illness caused by the accumulation of toxic metabolites in the body. Again, if we can if may lack of an enzyme, no, pagbalikan natin, kapag may lack of an enzyme, syempre hindi nako-convert, hindi nag-undergo yung conversion. Now, so dahil hindi nag-undergo yung conversion, nagkakaroon po ng accumulation. Okay, like for example, yung phenylalanine. Dahil wala po yung phenylalanine dehydroxylase, no? So, hindi nako-convert yung phenylalanine to tyrosine. So, ang nangyayari, nagkakaroon po ng accumulation ng phenylalanine, which is of course considered to be toxic sa bata. And that can lead to the stress, infections, or it can lead to the manifestations ng mga disorders such as, ito na nga, yung poor feeding, altered conscious state, seizures, acidosis or ketosis, respiratory distress, and circulatory failure. So that's what we call an acute crisis. No? And then we have the CHGS. No? CHGS is a facilities that covers island-wide services, no? Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and will facilitate comprehensive clinical evaluation, diagnosis, and management, or the therapeutic management, no? And it also be responsible for the counseling, no, of families na meron pong genetic conditions. Okay, we have the confirmatory center. Okay, dietary supplements will be the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, no, to remove the accumulated toxins, and will help the removal or decrease, no, of that accumulated toxins in the body, or that will help facilitate, no, the function of the metabolic process, no. Goods would refer to the medications, medical food, dietary supplements, and medical supply. Okay. So, siguro yun. Okay. Okay, so pakibasa na lang po yung mga definition of terms. No, i-mention ko na lang kung ano po yung mga important. No, for the general guidelines, lahat ng newborn screening facilities should have expanded newborn screening already. Now, so the treatment network natin, so ano nga po yung ibig sabihin nito? We have the National Comprehensive Newborn Screening System Treatment Network, no? So, National Comprehensive, ano nga ba yun? Nakalimutan ko. National Comprehensive Newborn Screening Center, no? National Comprehensive Newborn Screening Center Treatment Network, or confirmatory centers, no? And then this will also include, no, the establishment of CHGS, establishment of continuity clinics, and making sure that we have enough and adequate expert committees, no, sa mga ENDS panel of disorders natin. Okay? This will also be, or this AO also strengthens the availability of information, education, and communication materials for expanded newborn screening and disorders. And then the renovation of the newborn screening center, so kung kailangan ng renovation, yung procurement ng mga equipment, reagents, hiring and training, updating of database, and preparation of manuals and protocols, no? Kumbaga, mas strengthen po yan with this administrative order. So, specific guidelines, no? Again, sabi ko nga kanina, because of the increase workload na napupunta sa ating newborn screening reference center, which is the UPNIH, there has to be a need to establish a CHGS for Visayas and Mindanao. So, kaya po itong AO na to na led to the establishment, no, of those CHGS that will cater the confirmatory testing, the IEC, the monitoring, the follow-up, monitoring of the program, evaluation of the program, anything that is related, no, dun sa implementation ng ENBS program sa Visayas at sa Mindanao. But this also established the roles and responsibilities of certain agencies or offices, no, in the government. So of course, we all know DOH is the lead agency. We also have the Center for Health, Center for, ano yan, nawawala na ako. CHD, CHD, is ayan, nawala na ako. Center for Health Development. Ayun. Center for Health Development will assist in the implementation and the collaboration with the different stakeholders, and of course, making sure that we allocate funds effectively for the implementation of the program. PhilHealth is there to make sure na yung ENBS is added to the PhilHealth Newborn Care Package, and full coverage i-cover na ni PhilHealth. The newborn screening facilities will ensure that the expanded screening is offered. Okay, and then they are also the ones to provide information, education, communication materials, screening, syempre, of the newborns, recall, syempre, for the confirmatory testing and management of identified cases. Of course, we have the Newborn Screening Reference Center, which is also responsible for making sure na meron tayong mga guidelines, no? If ever man magkakaroon ng establishment of ENBS facility, no, may guidelines sila. Testing and follow-up protocols, ECWAP, syempre. They will also maintain the case registries and database, syempre, for the HIMS. And syempre, mga training activities for the trained individuals na magmaman, syempre, no, ng ating mga ENBS facilities. And of course, funding and monitoring of the program. The NIH-IHG will oversee the operations, facilitate procurement and distribution of goods, funding of proposals, and submit reports. So CHGS will facilitate the management and genetic counseling services, assist in the management of patients, central repository of medical foods, orphan drugs, and products, and also will conduct research. NBS Center, so syempre they will have to make sure na properly implemented ang newborn screening, expanded newborn screening. Syempre, they have to make sure na may proper mechanism for payments. Okay? They should follow the good laboratory practices and establish appropriate financial and inventory systems. Okay? Ensure positive patients are followed up, confirmed, and referred to specialists. Syempre. And there will be a continuous care of positive patients, periodic distribution of goods, maintain the stock and record of goods, and syempre, ensure proper storage of goods for the newborn screening continuity clinics. Syempre, the budget source. So the newborn screening fee or the expanded newborn screening fee will include the testing, the costs, no, included for the testing, education, IEC materials, sample transport, the follow-up, and the reasonable overhead expenses. Syempre, evaluation plan needs to be implemented, and all procedures, operational arrangements, evaluation of the program, and fund management should be reported and monitored. So now, again, we'd just like to highlight the important things that you have to take note, no, for the newborn screening law. No, again, here in the Philippines, ito po, ang batas po natin, ang unang batas natin ay na-sign 2004, no, by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. It was, again, effective April 7, no, 2004. Again, please do take note kung kailan dapat pina-perform ang newborn screening, at again, class, bakit ba or ano ba ang dapat gawin, no, kapag magre-refuse ang mga magulang, no? Kasi kailangan po documented 'yan, no? And again, anong importance ng NIH, anong importance ng DOH, ano bang responsibilities ng mga 'yon, no? And also, ano-ano ba yung mga usual sakit, no, na tinetest natin, no, for the expanded newborn screening, no, here in the Philippines. So yun lang naman, no, very very short lang ang ating newborn screening law. Again, that's your RA 9288, the Newborn Screening Act of 2004. Okay, so with that, no, that will be the end, no, of this recording.